Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I am Talia and I welcome you all to a series of BS level programs for biology students who are taking the subject under the course code number 4401. Now I'll welcome our expert, Dr. Muhammad Azad. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam.
Sir, what topic will be discussing today?
Talia, today we are starting with a new module that is genetics and introduction. And under the title of this module, we are going to first discuss the definition of genetics, then we'll be going to trace a brief history of genetics, and then we are going to in detail discussing the Mendelian genetics. And we'll be continuing the same module in our upcoming programs. We'll be discussing about the genetic crosses, then we will be discussing about the, you can say, the dominance, codominance, complete dominance, and multiple allelic characters, polygenic traits, and jumping genes. So these are the topics from this module. And okay, today starting with today's topic, Talia, how you are going to define genetics?
Well, I may define it as a study of transmission of traits.
Okay, you are partially right. And my students, think in your mind how you are going to define genetics. Some of you may be thinking about that this is the study of genes. Some of you might be thinking about that this is the study of DNA, study of chromosome, but there is a big question mark. Actually, the word genetic is derived from the two words. So there are two main components. One, at the lower level, you must have gone with the word heredity. What is heredity? Heredity is actually transmission of traits from parent to offspring. Or in other words, we can say that this is the tendency of offspring to be similar to their father and to their mothers. But at the same time, you are not the exact copy of your father, you are not the exact copy of your mothers. Even you are different from your brothers and from your sisters. So there is another tendency. And what that is the tendency to be different from each other. This is called as variation. So heredity to be similar and variation to be different. So basically genetics is a branch of biology which deals with the study of heredity and variation. 50% of genetic is heredity, why we are similar, and 50% of genetic is variation, why we are different from each other. Now going with our presentation, tracing the brief history of genetics. Okay, so the genetics is the scientific study of heredity and variation, as we have already discussed about both of these terms. Tracing the history and scope of genetics, peoples have known about inheritance for a long time. So children are resembling their parents, and we are having the domestication of animals and plants for the selective breeding of good characters. Like we are going to have animals to have the, you can say, the more yield of milk, we are going plants for our crops. And hemophilia has been mentioned in the Bible also. There are some old ideas about genetics that despite knowing about inheritance in journal, a number of incorrect ideas had to be generated and overcome before modern genetics could arise. All life comes from other life. Living organisms are not spontaneously generated from non-living material, and there is a big exception. That is the origin of life, and we will be discussing this under the title of evolution. We will be having inshallah in our upcoming programs. And the species concept of offspring that arise only when two members of the same species they are going to mate. In mid-18s, so there are certain discovery, and the two major events which were there. One was in 1859, Charles Darwin publishes The Origin of Species, which describes the theory of evolution by natural selection. This theory requires the heredity to work. In 1866, Gregor Mendel publishes Experiment in Plant Hybridization, which lays out the basic theories of genetics. It is widely ignored until 1900. Major events occurring in 20th century. In 1900, so there was rediscovery of Mendelian works by Robert Corrins, Hugo, and Eric. In 1904, Bateson discovered linkage between the genes, and he is the scientist who coins the word genetics. The word genetics was given us by the Bateson. In 1910, T.H. Morgan proves that the genes are located on the chromosome using his study on Drosophila melanogaster. In 1980, so Fisher begins the study of quantitative genetics by partitioning phenotypic variance into a genetic and environmental component. In 1926, the Muller shows that X-rays induce mutations. In 1944, Avery, MacLeod, and McCarthy shows that DNA can transform bacteria, demonstrating that DNA is the hereditary material. In 1953, Watson and Crick determined the structure of DNA molecule, which leads directly to the knowledge of how it replicates. In 1966, Nierenberg solves the genetic code, showing that 3 DNA bases code for 1 amino acid. And this was the year 2001 that the sequence of entire human genome is announced. The actual molecular reality which is there, the current view, that almost all inheritance is based on DNA. The sequence of nucleotide encodes are the instruction needed to build and maintain an organism. A chromosome is a single DNA molecule together with other molecules, proteins, and RNA needed to support and read the DNA. A gene is a specific region of chromosome that codes for a single polypeptide, and proteins are composed of one or more polypeptide, and in some other cases the helper or the cofactors, they are also present. Genes are being expressed or repressed. Once the genes are expressed, so this is the first, a copy is made from DNA in the form of messenger RNA called as transcription, and then according to this, a polypeptide chain is made on the surface of ribosome called as translation. And this is the genetic code which is going to have all these properties. All cells in our body have the same DNA, but different genes are expressed in different cells and under different conditions. This is the whole of the human genome. So we are having 46 chromosomes, 22 pairs of chromosomes, they are called as autosome. They are similar in all the males and females, but the one pair is different. In case of males, so it is XY, and in case of females, it is XX. This is one of the karyotype of one of the person, Nicholas, and we are going to take the picture of chromosome, arranging them in the form of these homologous pairs, and one member is coming from mom, other from dad, and this last one, this is the sex chromosome which is going to determine the sex. Okay, most of you must have gone with this boring part of our presentation. Why boring? The name of scientists, the different dates, but all of you must be knowing that why we are mentioning these names. So these are basically the tributes to these great peoples. They have done a marvelous work for us, and we are able to treat lot of diseases due to their work, and we are able to manipulate with the gene. We are able to cut the gene, we are able to insert the gene. So all of these are due to the work of these scientists. And inshallah, some of you will definitely be the researcher and discoverer, and your name will also be used in the presentation and the textbooks of the different, you can say, the disciplines. So basically, all this work that have gone up till the level of molecules.
Sir, can you please tell me about some further uses of these scientific discoveries made by the ancient scientists?
Yes. So that led to a applied branch of biology called as gene technology, and by that technology we are going to make a lot of products like insulin, like human growth hormone, like interferon. Many vaccines, they are made by this technology, and we are also using this technology in the improvement of our crops, to have more yield of crops, to have good quality of crops. We are also using this technology in the domestication of animal to get more meat and more milk, and the final very important use, that is in treatment of human diseases. Previously we were having no specific treatment of genetic diseases, but now we have improved the quality of life, duration of life by using the gene technology. So Gregor Mendel is called as father of modern genetics. This is the picture of the scientist. He was born in 1822 and parents were very poor. They could not afford for him to attend the college. He became a monk in 1843. He taught biology and had interest in statistics. Later on he studied at the University of Vienna also. This was the picture of, you can say, the garden in which all these experiments was carried out, and he carried his experiment on the garden pea, and Mendel disagreed with the blending theory of inheritance, and he obtained almost 22 pure breds of these garden peas. Mendel pea, so there were 7 characters of these peas. These peas were easy to grow, they are easily identifiable traits. So 2 traits about the seeds, shape, 2 traits about the seed color, then there is flower color, flower position, pod color, pod shape, and the height of plant. So these were the 7 traits, and they were having the contrasting pairs. This is a picture of a flower. Flower is going to have this female reproductive part called as carpel or pistil, which is having stigma, style, and ovary. And these parts, this is the anther and stamens. So these are the male reproductive part of a flower. Going through these traits of Mendel's in the form of an animation. So these were the peas which were there, and this is the plant of pea. The first 2 traits, they were about the flowers. The first trait is about the position of flowers. So at the top, or the, you can say, the terminal flowers, on the side, or the axial flowers. The second trait was the length of stem, tall or short. So these were the 2 traits about the stem. 2 traits about the pods. So shape of pod, puffed or inflated pod, pinched or deflated pods. Another trait about the color of pod, green pod and the yellow pod. Then there was a trait about the seeds. So about the texture of seed, round or wrinkled, about the color of seed, green or yellow, about the color of seed, coat color, colored or white. So these were 7 contrasting pair of traits which were studied by the Mendel, and he has just made a cross among, you can say, the one variety of trait with the other variety, like green seeded plants, they are crossed by the yellow seeded plants. The Mendels have studied these traits, these 7 traits, and he ensured that this true breeding generation was pure. He then crossed the plant showing contrasting trait. He called the offspring of this generation as F1 or first filial generation. How Mendel performed this hybridization or cross pollination? Again, looking at one of the animation. So this is the pea plant, and this is the flower, immature flower. So this immature flowers, that is going to have stamens, and these stamens, they are the male sex part of flowers, and they are going to mature first and drop pollen inside the immature flower. The female reproductive parts, so these are the pistils, and mature, they are going to mature later than the stamens. Its eggs are fertilized by pollen that lands on the pistil of these flowers, and then it is going to grow like that. So what was the action of Mendel for cross fertilization? So he has just opened the flowers and cut off the stamens before they matured and dropped the pollen. So this is the cutting of these stamens, they are being dropped, and then the pollen of another flower, they are brushed with the help of this brush on this stigma, and this is the cross pollination. So what happened when pure yellow peas, they are crossed with the pure green peas. So we were expecting both of the trait, but unexpectedly all of the offspring, they were yellow. So where the green color have gone? So the color which disappeared, the green color, where that has gone? He made another cross between the offspring of the first filial generation to know, so what are the result? Again going to have an animated tutorial. So he crossed the puffed with the pinched. Expected was that there must be puffed and pinch. Both of the trait must be appearing there, but it was not the situation. Once the yellow is crossed with green, the yellow green color should be there, but it was not there. He crossed tall with the short, average height was expected, but it was not there. He crossed puffed with pinched, all of these were puffed, the pinched trait that disappeared. Once yellow is crossed with green, only yellow, so green color disappeared. Once the tall is crossed with short, all plants were tall. Once the side flower crossed with the top flower, only side flowers were there. Color coat crossed with white, colored coat appeared. Round crossed with wrinkled, only round trait appeared. Green crossed with yellow, only green pods were there. So where one of the trait is going to go? This is the point the Mendel gave his first principle, and that is the principle of dominance and recessiveness. That the trait which is going to appear, he used the word that that trait is a dominant trait, and the trait which is going to disappear, he used the word recessive for that. Okay, going with the more slides about the result of the Mendel's. Conclusion of Mendel's was inheritance is determined by factor passed on from one generation to another. Mendel knew nothing about chromosome, genes and DNA. Why? Because at that time no such discovery was there and these terms had not yet been defined. So he used the word factor instead of gene. Later on it is discovered that these are the genes. So he used factors in all of his writings. And what were the Mendelian factors? So these factors, they were actually the genes, and each gene has different forms called as alleles. Mendel's principle stated that some alleles are dominant and some are recessive. So Mendel made a second cross. He allowed the first filial generation to self-pollinate, thus producing second filial generation. Did the recessive alleles completely disappear? What happened when he crossed two yellow pea hybrid of F1 generations? So interestingly, he noted that the trait which disappeared, it reappeared in the second filial generation in a ratio of 3 out of 4 of the peas were yellow and 1 out of 4 of peas they were green. So the trait green color which was disappearing in the first filial generation, it reappeared in a ratio of 1 to 3 in the second filial generation. So during the formation of sex cells or gametes, that alleles separated or segregated to different gametes, pollen and egg. This was the parental generation, parents. This was the first filial generation. All of these, they are going to have dominant trait, the yellow trait. This was the second filial generation. 3 were yellow, the dominant trait, and 1, the recessive trait, which disappeared in this first filial generation, it reappeared in second filial generation. He discovered the different principles. Some of them later on they are called as laws that explain the factors affecting the heredity. So first principle of unit factor, that each organism has 2 factors for each trait, which are now called as alleles or genes. Different forms of the same genes are called as alleles, which are located on the chromosomes. Principle of dominance was given by the Mendel. The trait that is observed in the offspring is dominant trait and it is written in the form of uppercase or capital letters, and the trait that disappeared in the offspring is a recessive trait that is written in the lowercase or small letters. Then the third principle was the principle of segregation given by the Mendel. The two alleles for a trait must separate once the gametes are produced. A parent randomly passes only one allele for each trait of each offspring. Mendel's have given us three principles: the principle of dominance and recessiveness, the principle of segregation, and the principle of independent assortment. Two of these principles, they are given the status of law. And the first Mendelian law, that is going to state the two members of a gene pair segregate from each other into the gamete. So half the gamete carry one member of the pair and other half carry the other member of the pair. So we are writing the dominant trait, the capital Y, with the small y, the recessive trait, and because the recessive one is having both the recessive trait, that is the small y and small y. So gamete produced here, all of these, they will be contributing the recessive trait, and here the gametes, half of the gametes, they will be giving us the dominant trait, and half of these they will be giving us the recessive traits. So this is the law of segregation, which is proved by the test cross. The detail of that we'll be discussing in our next program. The second principle which was given the status of law, that is the principle of independent assortment. The genes for the different traits are inherited independently of each other, and this gave us the second law, that different genes pairs assort independently in gamete formation, which is demonstrated with a dihybrid cross. This law is true only in some cases, because the genes pairs, if they are present on the separate chromosome, then this law is going to have the true worth. But if the genes, they are located on the same chromosome, then this independent assortment could not occur. Still the crossing over can give us the intermediate variety of the crops. Going to conclude about the Mendelian's work, the impact of genetic theory is no longer questioned in anyone's mind. Many diseases are known to be inherited, and pedigrees are typically traced to determine the probability of passing along a hereditary disease. Plants are now designed in the laboratories to have desirable trait. The practical result of Mendelian research has not only changed the way we perceive the world, but also the way we live in it.
Thank you so much, sir, for your precious time in making this lecture as informative and interesting as possible.
Welcome.
Dear students, today we discussed about the principles of Mendelian genetics. First of all, we discussed about the definition, which is the basic, you can say basis of genetics. Then we discussed about the history of genetics. Then we discussed about the experiments of Mendelian, out of which two turned into the laws of segregation and law of independent assortment. Now, I, your host, Talia Azad, would like to sign off from the program. Till next time, take care and Allah Hafiz.